Namaste and welcome to GAP. Today we are going to discuss about NATO and who is the new member that joined NATO. In the end we will tell you if India is going to join NATO. So, be with us in this exciting and informational journey. Now, we will understand about NATO. NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is a military alliance that was formed in 1949 with the goal of providing collective defense against potential Soviet aggression in Europe. The idea for NATO began to take shape in the aftermath of World War II as European nations sought to prevent future wars and promote stability on the continent. The United States, which had played a major role in the war, was keen to maintain a presence in Europe and prevent the spread of communism. In 1947, U.S. Secretary of State George Marshall proposed the Marshall Plan, a massive aid program to help rebuild Europe's war-ravaged economies. As the Marshall Plan took shape, the idea of a military alliance to defend Europe against Soviet aggression gained momentum. In 1948, the Treaty of Brussels was signed, creating a military alliance between Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, France, and the United Kingdom. This alliance was the precursor to NATO. On 4 April 1949, the North Atlantic Treaty was signed in Washington, D.C. by 12 countries, the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Italy, and Portugal. The treaty established that an attack on one member would be considered an attack on all members, and that members would provide mutual defense in the event of an attack. The treaty also established a system for collective decision-making and military planning. In the early years of NATO, the alliance focused on building up its military capabilities and deterring Soviet aggression. The Korean War in 1950 further underscored the need for a strong military alliance, as NATO forces were called upon to provide support to the United States. In the late 1950 and early 1960, NATO began to shift its focus towards political and economic cooperation, in addition to military cooperation. The creation of the European Economic Community, EC, in 1957 was seen as a positive step towards European integration and economic stability. The alliance continued to expand, with new members joining in 1952, Greece and Turkey, 1955, West Germany, 1982, Spain, and 1999, Poland, Hungary, and the Czech Republic. In the post-Cold War era, NATO has focused on a range of new challenges, including terrorism, cyber threats, and instability in the Middle East. NATO played a key role in the 1999 Kosovo War, and has also been involved in peacekeeping operations in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Afghanistan, and Libya. In recent years, NATO has faced new challenges, including tensions with Russia over Ukraine. However, NATO remains a critical institution for promoting stability and security in Europe and beyond. Who are the members of NATO? Currently, NATO has 31 member countries, 29 are in Europe and 2 in North America. All NATO members have militaries except Iceland, which has only Coast Guard. 3 of the NATO members are nuclear weapon countries, and those are France, the United Kingdom, and the United States of America. NATO has 12 original founding member states. 3 more members joined between 1952 and 1955, and a 4th new member joined in 1982. After the end of the Cold War, NATO added 15 more members from 1999 to 2023. Names of NATO countries are Iceland, Canada, United States, Portugal, Denmark, Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Norway, United Kingdom, Greece, Turkey, Germany, Spain, Czechia, Hungary, Poland, Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Albania, Croatia, Montenegro, and North Macedonia. Now, you may think that NATO being a big military alliance, so what would be the structure of NATO? NATO has a complex structure consisting of several bodies and organizations that work together to achieve the alliance's objectives. Here is an overview of the main components of NATO's structure. North Atlantic Council, NAC. The North Atlantic Council is the principal political decision-making body of NATO. It is composed of the ambassadors of all 31 member countries and meets regularly to discuss and make decisions on NATO's policies and activities. Military Committee, MC. The Military Committee is the highest military authority in NATO and is composed of the chiefs of defense of all member countries. The committee provides military advice to the NAC on all military matters. International Staff, IS. The International Staff is the administrative arm of NATO and is responsible for supporting the NAC and other NATO bodies. It is composed of civilian and military personnel from NATO member countries and operates under the direction of the Secretary General. Allied Command Operations, ACO. Allied Command Operations is responsible for the operational planning and execution of NATO's military activities. It is headed by the Supreme Allied Commander Europe, CESAR, and has its headquarters in Mons, Belgium. Allied Command Transformation, ACT. Allied Command Transformation is responsible for developing and implementing new concepts, doctrines, and capabilities to improve NATO's ability to respond to security challenges. It is headed by the Supreme Allied Commander Transformation, SACT, and has its headquarters in Norfolk, Virginia, USA. Agencies and Support Organizations. NATO also has several agencies and support organizations that provide specialized services and expertise to the alliance. These include the NATO Communications and Information Agency, NCIA, the NATO Support and Procurement Agency, NSPA, and the NATO Science and Technology Organization, STO, among others. NATO also works closely with partner countries and other international organizations, including the European Union, the United Nations, and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, among others. These partnerships are important for promoting cooperation and coordination on security issues and for addressing common security challenges. You may ask, who funds NATO? Such a big defense alliance must need funds to operate, right? NATO members commit to spending a minimum of 2% of their GDP on defense. However, not all members meet this target. In 2021, only 11 out of 30 NATO members met this target, with the United States, Greece, and the United Kingdom having the highest defense expenditure budgets. The 2% target was agreed upon at the 2014 NATO summit in Wales, with the aim of ensuring that all members contribute their fair share to collective defense. The target is meant to help strengthen NATO's deterrence and defense capabilities, as well as contribute to the stability and security of the Euro-Atlantic area. NATO members also commit to spending 20% of their defense budgets on equipment and research and development. This is meant to ensure that NATO forces are equipped with the latest technologies and capabilities to meet emerging security threats. In addition to national defense budgets, NATO also has a collective defense budget to cover the costs of shared programs and initiatives. This budget is funded by contributions from all member states, with larger countries contributing more than smaller ones. The collective defense budget is used to fund a range of activities, including military exercises, training programs, and research and development initiatives. Now, let's see some of the key events of NATO. Signing of the North Atlantic Treaty. 1949. The North Atlantic Treaty was signed on 4 April 1949 in Washington, D.C. by 12 countries. This established NATO as a military alliance, with a commitment to mutual defense in the event of an attack on any member. End of the Cold War. 1989 to 1991. The collapse of the Soviet Union marked the end of the Cold War and a major shift in NATO's role. NATO began to focus on new challenges, including terrorism and instability in the Middle East. 9/11 attacks. 2001. The terrorist attacks on 11 September 2001 marked a major turning point for NATO. NATO invoked Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty for the first time, which states that an attack on one member is an attack on all members. NATO provided military support to the United States in its war against terrorism. COVID-19 pandemic. NATO has played a role in supporting member states during the COVID-19 pandemic, including by coordinating the delivery of medical supplies and equipment. NATO has also supported research into vaccines and treatments for the virus. You all will be curious to know who is the new member of NATO. The answer is on 4 April 2023. Finland becomes the 31st member of the NATO alliance. The NATO members believed that Finland's membership would enhance the alliance's strength in the Baltic area. Finland shares a 1,340 kilometers, 832-mile eastern frontier with Russia has ended more than 70 years of military non-alignment. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg were on hand as the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Pekka Haavisto, established Finland's accession. The main reason of Finland to join NATO was due to Russia's invasion in Ukraine. This made the small countries feel the need of powerful military backing that NATO gives. Finland and Sweden both applied for NATO membership after the invasion. However, Sweden's membership remains blocked by Turkey and Hungary. After this news, Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister, Alexander Grushko, responded that Russia would increase its forces in its west and northeastern regions if necessary. Russia shared about 1,215 kilometers, 755 miles, of land border with 5 NATO members. Finland's accession more than doubles NATO's land border with Russia. Now, Russia will be sharing 2,555 kilometers, 1,587 miles, of land border with NATO countries. Quick question for you all, who are 5 NATO members that share land border with Russia? Kindly comment your answer in the comment section. Now, the big question is India joining NATO. USA's permanent representative to NATO Ms. Julianne Smith said that door to NATO alliance is open for India. She also said that India plays a crucial role in ensuring free and open Indo-Pacific. She stated that NATO is ready to engage more with India if it is interested, but currently there are no plans by the alliance to expand this to a broader global military alliance. She further added India's approach perfectly aligns with NATO alliance, particularly about the threats of 21st century, whether it's climate or pandemic, hybrid tactics and war, resilience or new domains such as cyberspace, or even if it's traditional areas like proliferation and maritime security. This means that India's road to join NATO is clear, and now it's on India whether to join NATO or not. We think India is strong enough to handle its conflicts, and India don't need any such alliances. Kindly comment your views in the comment section. We would be happy to know about your views as well. So, this brings to the end of today's session. I hope I have been able to make you understand about NATO and its member countries. If you have any questions for us, you can comment in the comment section or email us. We would be happy to help. Thank you for your time. Stay safe and stay happy.